My name's Siobhan Lindley, and I am the CEO of Women Evolution. We work with companies that want to increase the number of women in executive level positions through mentorship. So who here has a mentor? Almost everybody in this room has raised their hand, so obviously it's an extremely important topic. The number one way to move up in your career is by having mentors throughout that. And right now we have 5 executives from very well-known companies that have all had mentorship impact their careers in a significant way. And today we're going to pick their brains and figure out exactly how they did it and how we can do the same.
Turn your passion into work, then your work is never work. Every day that you go to work, you're excited, you're happy, you're engaged, you're learning, you're delivering. And I think there's a tremendous opportunity in that, in taking that passion and really turning it into your work.
Believe in yourself, take risks, and pay it forward. You can teach somebody something. There's someone out there that I know you can help. So look out for people that you can pull up and you can help, because we do need to pay it forward.
I think the thing I learned the most, I realized many years later, actually just relatively recently, was something I learned when I was 12 years old. And came about, I was talking to Reshma Sujani. I don't know if any of you know her. She's the founder of Girls Who Code, which is a wonderful organization that teaches high school girls in underprivileged schools how to code and gets them interested in as a career. But she shared with me some stats, which are, by the time boys are 18, they've generally failed at something important to them, on average about 25 times. By the time girls are 18, they failed at something that's important to them about 3 times. And it's not because girls are more successful than boys, although you could interpret it that way. It's really, what it is boys learn very early that it's okay to fail, and it's just part of the learning process. And so they're willing to get back up and try something again and try something again. And if they don't succeed, oh well, I'll just learn from that and be better next time. Girls, for some reason, they won't try unless they're pretty confident they're going to be successful. They learn from early ages that I'm not going to do it unless I'm going to succeed. And as I thought about that when she shared that with me, it actually reminded me of a situation when I was 12. I was in a gymnastics class, and the coach showed up one day and said, "Hey, we're having tryouts for the team tonight. Everybody should show up." Or he just said, "We're having tryouts for the team tonight." And I sat there and thought about it and was like, oh God, I don't think I'm good enough. I loved gymnastics, but I looked around the room. There were 40 or 50 other girls in the class, and I was like, I'm not good enough. I'm not going to go. So I didn't go. And the next day in class, he asked me, "Cheryl, why didn't you show up for tryouts?" And I was surprised he asked, and I said, well, because I didn't think I was good enough compared to everybody else. And he looked at me and was like, well, Cheryl, how are you going to know where the bar is and what you need to do to get there if you don't come at least try? And I realized then, wow, that's a really different way of having the conversation with myself. Instead of saying, I wonder if I'll succeed or fail, and it's very binary, it's much more, instead when I look at things I'm going to try, it's going to be, what can I learn from this? Or what will I learn such that the next time I try, I can succeed? And it's something that I took away, and through the rest of junior high, high school, college, and my career, there's been a bunch of times when, as I'm about to embark on something, I've sat there and I've had that self-doubt and said, oh God, I don't want to succeed or fail. But I've consciously thought back to that coach and had that conversation in my head, it's not about succeeding or failing. It's what am I going to learn? And if I don't make it this time, I'll know what I need to do to make it next time. And that's enabled me to go do many things I would not have done. And so for me, that's really that changing that conversation in our heads, I think is really, really important.
Nobody is a better advocate for you than you. So when it's time to go in for that evaluation, when you go in for a job interview, don't be afraid to list your accomplishments, keep track of those accomplishments, and talk about them. Be proud of them. It's nothing you need to hide under your hat. And maybe it's a team effort, but if it's something that you were a major contributor on, take credit for it. It's okay. Secondly, don't be afraid to make the ask, and that can be whether it's for a promotion, for a raise, for asking somebody for guidance or for help in your career, for asking for a mentorship. It's going to be no unless you make the ask, right? So the only way to do that is to try. And I think last is what Josie said earlier, give back. There's always somebody lower down than you are in terms of experience. Maybe it's a high school student, maybe it's a grade school student, maybe it's somebody who's coming out of college, entering the workforce. Give back. Help. Don't make everybody keep reinventing the wheel. Let's give our nuggets of wisdom that we've accumulated over the years back to the next generation, because we all stand on the generation of the women and men before us. So let's keep that, and let's keep rising each other, helping each other rise up through the ranks. And I mean, let's get these numbers where they should be at 50-50.
The first one is believe in yourself. Don't let fear deprive you of freedom. And I think that's really important. Never give up. Take one day at a time, and know that we all have something significant yet to do.
One thing you realise with mentorship, that we learn, the key points come up again and again. And I think an organisation like Women's Evolution is fantastic for being able to bring mentorship at a larger scale, because frankly there's just not enough people to mentor. So it was great meeting you, and it was awesome to learn more about what Women's Evolution does, and I'm certainly very excited about working with you guys in the future.